Karunya joins in with a quick roundup of the earnings picture and disappointment coming in on all fronts. This would be, I dare not say disastrous, but an extremely disappointing set of earnings this quarter.
Well, I think you can call it a disaster because, except for revenues, everything else has been much below what we had estimated, and clearly we can expect the stock to tank in trade tomorrow unless there's something exceptionally, there is something in the commentary later in the analyst call that the management is able to justify. But exceptional credit from the defined pension plan, they've got around 3,600 odd crore rupees, and that is why the profits have come in, have come in so much more than what we expected. But if you look at the net profit, that is way below expectations. Operationally, we're much below what we expected. Even the margins, we were expecting early two-digit. We were factoring in somewhere around 11.2%, but it has come in at 9.7%. So even because of GBP translation, they've the revenues have come in on a consolidated basis by about 77 crore rupees lower than previous in the same period last year. So massive hit because of GBP translation is what the company has told us so far in the release, and even the profits have come in lower by 793 crores only because of GBP translation loss is what they have mentioned so far. Volumes of JLR, again, like we had expected, flat completely. That is why mainly it is JLR that drives growth for Tata Motors, and that has been subdued this time around, and clearly we are seeing a massive impact on the consolidated P&L of the company.
All right, Karunya, thanks very much for that. Ashwin, before we wrap up our coverage of this earnings, I just want your view. Consolidated PAT down by 793 crores on translation impact from GBP to rupee. So the forex situation comes back to hound investors. Just completely minusing all the exceptionals that they are. What is the performance on the bottom line? How significant is the loss? Have you run those numbers?
No, just getting the fine print in my hand right now. I think this number is actually, it needs to be adjusted and seen how exactly. But overall, I think it's a disappointing set of numbers because we knew that the JLR numbers are not going to be good because of the volumes and the subdued volumes that they have posted in this quarter. But on the margin front, we were expecting close to 10.5 to 11% or maybe 11.2%, close to that range. So margins have clearly disappointed, and that is again due to the forex impact that the company is having, and that's very volatile every quarter. So one cannot exactly judge as in how much would be the losses coming on in a particular quarter. So overall the numbers have actually disappointed, and we may have to rework our numbers.
Okay, so then my final question as we wrap up this coverage is the stock closed at 416, down 3%. Do you see more downside? Is it a case of saying, look, there is a lot of murkiness out there on the forex situation as well, even though they have on an analyst con call pretty much engaged questions on the matter, but there's still a lot more downside to the stock from here?
Yeah, tomorrow in the trade, I think this stock may go down close to about 400 levels or maybe even slightly less than that. But we are having a buy rating on the stock with a target close to 520 rupees. We may have to, rework on the numbers and bring down the target. But I'm not sure whether I will be bringing it down to neutral or maybe a slight buy, with a reduced target.
Okay, Ashwin and Bharat, both of you are bearish post this earnings profile of Tata Motors. Thanks very much for joining us. It's a thumbs down on all parameters for Tata Motors earnings. Whichever way you look at it, dissect the numbers, there is no good news. And actually, the biggest endorsement of that is coming in from the management that has said that a lot more work needs to be done to help the business.